I'm sorry, you're what?
I'm about to squealers, dog.
That's what I'm having right now.
What? What? What was that?
I was imitating Tommy Wiseau, whatever the fuck.
Tommy Wiseau.
Wiseau.
Good Kraken.
What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of the Shipwreck Show. I am one of your hosts tonight, Arnell Pearson, alongside the five-star man, the inevitable one, Devin Stanford.
Hola.
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 Hola, senor.
Hola?
I'm curious as to what the...
Guys.
Okay, all right.
The reason why I'm drinking Rogue right now is because I'm stoned and I need a pick me up. You know what I'm saying?
That'll get them.
But
I'm sure they loved that.
But
I'm sure they loved that plug.
Weed's an upper,
Doesn't
though.
matter. Look. Just so everybody knows, this is the Shipwreck Show. This is where we let loose. This is where we are indeed a shipwreck. Welcome.
Listen,
if this is your first episode with us, welcome. This is how the episode is.
Listen, as long as we don't cuss 30 seconds going up to the ad read, we're fine. We can say whatever we want. You know, it's like,
I feel like
yes.
yeah.
With Devin's comment, I feel like it's Ernell steering the ship, and then Devin's just, you're good. You're good.
Which is fucking hilarious because that's almost exactly what me and Devin's relationship is when it comes to owning this business.
And
That's what this show is.
Let's be real. It goes vice versa too. It really does.
It does.
It really
It does because both
like,
of us
on
take
a lot
turns.
of different aspects. I may seem like just like the guy that's here, but behind the scenes, I'm like, Ernell, hey, you know that one thing? Yeah, we should do this. Yeah, we should.
Well,
do that.
also
Hey, we should
too
talk to
though,
this
like
person.
me
Hey.
and Devin are like permanently like trading off roles for like being panicked throughout the chaos. Like anytime that Devin has like he's running a stream and something goes wrong, he's in like immediate panic mode, and I'm like, it's fine, it's not a huge deal. But then when I fuck up something, Devin has to be the one to tell me it's fine. Like the entire ship isn't on fucking fire in my mind. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, me and Garrick are the Flying Dutchman. We're just chilling over here.
It's
I
either
can
that.
vouch for
It's
all that,
either
yeah.
that. I'm like, it's either that. I'm like, hey, you fucked up, dude.
Dude, seriously, Devin's like, hey bro, I told you. I fucking told you, dude.
Remember that thing? Yeah,
Hey,
you shouldn't have done
what
that.
what everybody should get out of this is we have a very trade-off partnership, and we like to make fun of each other a lot,
We
and
do.
it comes out
We
in
do.
every aspect, whether it's the show, whether we just call each other up randomly in the middle of the day, or it's like, hey, dude, you did something serious.
Or when you
that's
whisper in
kinda
his
funny.
ear at night, just like when you roll over and you're like, hey, you fucked that up.
Or when we're talking
We
to
actually
Chase.
have walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just like the old
I can
days.
see you guys actually having that.
Not even that.
If we
No,
live
you have like those Nokia phones. You know, those the construction worker
phones.
Nokia.
Like the ones that they marketed towards contractors.
Oh,
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
dude,
Those are the ones.
yeah. Dude, I forgot
I mean,
about
that's-
That
I
explains
need
all the
it.
Carhartt.
I mean, hey, don't wear Carhartt unless you Carhartt. Play Sad Boy song on guitar.
Stop. Speaking of sad boy, we have the Crimson Chin himself, Garrick B. Eaton. How you doing, baby?
But you know, I do be a fucking sad
You
boy.
know
You'd be
that I
like-
got you. I got you. Listen, I got
can we be real? That's all of us. It's just Garrick has the prettiest voice.
Garrick's the one that utilizes
So
his
that
sad
makes
boy
me
the best.
That makes me extra sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can convey it
I
in a
can
way
channel
that
the
makes
sad the
everybody
hardest.
cry. You can convey it in a way that makes everybody cry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe it.
Unless,
see,
unless
like-
we did it like Johnny Cash. Like,
Because like my utilization of sad boy is actually angry sad boy, which is why
Yeah,
I
you have
yell all the
angry.
time.
You're
Yeah,
angry
yeah,
sad
yeah.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah, Devin's
Yeah,
is
I'm-
physically like frustrated sad boy. So he just plays a string box really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And then Xander's is low key sad boy because he like
It's
people
true.
don't know.
No,
they don't know.
he said he it's not low key sad boy. He just like passively sad boy posts.
Oh, sorry, high key, low key sad boy.
High key,
high key, low key.
Oh no, wait, sorry,
Look,
other
gotta
way
hit him
around.
with the high and the
Low-key,
low,
high
man.
key.
You gotta hit him with
Low key, high key sad boy. There you go. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
he
okay,
like
okay.
extroverts sad boy posts.
Extrovert sad boy.
extrovert sad boy posts.
It's because it's because you're good at communicating with your friends, whether it's openly or to each other. Turn it around.
Introduce the next Joker.
It's Xander. Xander.
I knew that was gonna get Devin.
I'm so confused right now.
That low key, high key sad boy is my little Thai peanut. It's Xander.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
Hey, how you doing, baby? You're wearing white for like the first time ever. I feel like.
Actually,
Labor Day.
Actually, it's like mint. It's like mint. It's actually like supposed to be like a light mint green on top, and then it ombres to a white.
Oh.
The camera does not
It
pick up
just-
the green.
it does
It
not.
doesn't.
It
It doesn't.
white.
It really
Pick up the
doesn't.
green.
It really doesn't. So
But-
yes,
but can
I'm
I say
wearing
this?
whites.
It
I
looks
bet you
really
mint looks
so fresh
fucking
and
good
so
on you,
clean.
though.
Okay, all right, hold on. Okay, guys, we're all talking at the same time. Let's fucking chill. Okay, Devin, what were you gonna say about the mint, not mint shirt?
So fresh and so clean.
I love that. Garrick, what's your comments on Xander's mint but not mint shirt?
Oh, just saying. I bet you that fucking mint looks good on you
I bet it does. Yeah, I big time agree. It does not look mint whatsoever, but
at all.
I know.
Through the
it
camera,
sucks.
no.
I love his fireplace.
I'll send you some nudes next to it. So
Yes, for comparison.
he's just laying on
Sorry,
that
I
desk,
shouldn't have sounded so excited for that. Yes.
naked, laying on the
Absolutely.
desk in the background. It's literally like this camera angle, but it's him in the backdrop, ass naked, laying on the desk. Yeah, just naked.
Just naked.
Yeah,
I am the new Joker.
just stark naked. Yeah, exactly. That's a good look. That's a good look.
Just going la la la.
Boys, okay, I real quick. I need to talk about something because I just found out some news earlier on today. Okay, according to, I believe it was the Bengals quarterback earlier, and you guys might have seen me tweet about this. Okay, according to the Bengals quarterback earlier on,
Sports ball talk.
was saying that the Bengals are wanting to win this Super Bowl for Harambe. And for our audio and or video listeners at home who do not know for whatever reason who Harambe is, Harambe is unfortunately is the gorilla that passed away many moons ago that shook
Passed
the world.
away. He was murdered.
He was murdered many moons ago, and it shook the world. It shook the world.
Yeah, except for Harambe.
I wrote a song
so.
about this. I'm not
Did you
even
really?
kidding. Yes, Sustainer has a song about this. It's called Hits with Diamonds, and the abbreviation of hits is Harambe in the sky with diamonds.
I
Oh
don't
my
like that.
I remember
don't
the
like
story.
that.
I remember he actually explained this to me. That's true. This is
I believe it. I
and
100% believe it.
there's like a live video, like music video of it and everything.
Unbelievable.
I'm very upset that is a real fucking thing. Anyways,
Why? It's Harambe.
I've been dying about it ever since because ever since I saw this fucking news article saying that the Bengals are gonna win the Super
Oh.
Bowl for Harambe, because to me it's like people still thought about Harambe. Like I didn't realize that like these
Right?
years
I mean,
later.
that
What do you
did-
got against
that did
Harambe,
happen
dog?
at-
What's
That
up?
did happen at the Cincinnati Zoo, didn't it?
Well,
Yes.
yes, no, yes,
Checks out.
100%.
Checks out.
But still, I didn't
sold.
realize people were still thinking about Harambe. You know what I mean?
Everyone's
Like,
thinking
I
about
thought
Harambe.
I thought the time has come and
Every
gone.
day.
You know?
No. He
Like,
lives he lives forever in our hearts.
like in Cincinnati, they don't think about like the Bengals anymore. They think more about Harambe. Like,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's people that think about Harambe more than the Bengals.
is it like the sign?
Yeah.
You know, like the "Welcome to Cincinnati" sign. Does that say like "Welcome Cincinnati"? Dicks out for Harambe.
For Harambe,
Like, just,
dude.
like
Look, all I'm saying is like I think I might be a Bengals fan now. Like just
oh, dude, I've been
Getting
wanting them to
thought that
win for so
alone.
long, dude. I've been wanting them to win for so long. I'm now like even more so wanting them to win because they're doing it for Harambe. You know what I mean? And
For
it sticks out
Harambe,
for
oh my God.
forever. You know, like it really is
Forever.
forever for Harambe and for Peter the Dolphin.
Yeah, dude, rip Peter.
Goat for
Peter,
Harambe.
Rip Peter.
Rip
Devin, go Harambe.
Go Harambe!
I just want to let you know, I went to your tweet, I screenshotted it, and I just sent it to the guys. You know, Scott and Duncan, because
What, my Harambe tweet?
because
Because the song thing. Yeah.
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 And Scott was just like, shut up.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking thing, my dude. It's a fucking thing. That's so fucking funny, dude. I was flabbergasted. To be fair, too, to be honest, I forgot that happened at the Cincinnati Zoo, but it's still just like in my head, like in my little nutmeg brain here. I was really just like, I forgot Harambe. I forgot Harambe ever died. I forgot Harambe was even a being on this planet.
See, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're lucky you're admitting this in a safe crowd right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Yeah, you can get beat up
What?
for this.
Xander, what makes you think he's safe?
That's a fair point. That is a fair point, 100%. And actually, too, what I want to do really quick, maybe let's get it set up here. I actually, if we look at that tweet, okay, and get it set up here. Look at this tweet. You pull it up for visual.
Pull it up for the listeners.
I just hope you know, Scott
Read it
just
out
said,
loud.
that's her name. You know how I messaged you guys earlier? Scott goes, that's her name.
Harambe? Stop.
I would not let that happen, let's be honest. Having a song like abbreviated to him, yeah, sure. But
I mean, listen, like you could do it. You could do it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we'd have to be the dumbest, lowest tuned hardcore band ever.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, I'm gonna share this with you guys.
Like Traders, but slower.
Traders, but slower. Wow.
Why is your butt slower? That's what I want to know.
Okay. Listen, I'm getting this ready here. I'm not.
I
Gonna
see
show
this.
that.
I see this on
Turn that
stream.
off. There we go. Okay. All right. So what we have here, okay, is the tweet. The tweet at hand. Bengals defensive end Sam Hubbard says the team wants to win a Super Bowl to honor Harambe, who was killed at the Cincinnati Zoo in 2016. Okay. Now I'm gonna scroll down here because some of this has been fucking killing me, right? This shit. This one right here. This shit took me out, bro.
Dude, the comments are probably fucking wild.
This shit fucking took me out. Okay, and then this one. So fine. Okay. So Super Bowl.
Oh my god!
Right here, bro.
For the audio listeners, these are images of the stadium with a ghostly Harambe
Just
watching
Harambe
over them
just
in the
watching
sky.
over.
just hovering over.
It's a Harambe in the sky
And like
Diamonds.
with diamonds.
Literally, look at that Rams house. Look at all those sparkles. Harambe in the sky with diamonds. Yo,
There you go.
dog.
There you go. Yep.
Don't move it yet.
Don't move it. Okay.
Keep it right there.
He has to take a picture. He has to take a picture and send it to his voice.
It's for content. Yeah,
Of course.
I have to send it to them because this is going to be content. They are going to reply to this, and we are going to talk about it.
Oh my god.
Are we the best? Are we the best podcasters ever?
I
think
mean,
so.
arguably, yeah. I
think
have,
so.
We're
heard
the
so.
okayest pod.
We
Okay,
are. We are definitely
we're the
most
goodest.
We're not the
okay.
best.
We're the goodest.
but we're okayest.
Goodest.
We are the goodest. We are the
goodest.
goodest. Yeah.
We're good.
Not
Like
the
we
goodest.
are the good
okayest.
Kraken.
Just okay. It's like yeah, it's good, or it's yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I have heard that Brad Pitt himself watches this podcast, and he even
That's
said
bullshit. That's bullshit.
No. Listen. He even
If anything,
said
it's Shia LaBeouf. It's Shia LaBeouf.
no.
not
Shia
him.
LaBeouf fucking loves
Shia
us. Okay?
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf loves us. Brad Pitt did say, and I quote, "All right."
Oh,
Because
That's a hell of an
this
No, it
endorsement.
is
wasn't
the
even a
ship
full all right. It wasn't even a full all right.
Where once a week, every week, four of the Brethren Court gathered together to discuss anything and everything that the Seven Seas has thrown our way. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Show, where you can submit questions and topics. You can get exclusive post-show content, and you have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast. And video services. If you're one of our Twitch subscribers, you can head on over to our Discord server where you also have access to write into the show in Shipwreck Submissions channel to be a part of the show as well. But you can also support us by following or subscribing to our Good Kraken. Sorry, I'm fumbling this ball. Over at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button down there, and clicking that link in our bio in order to get updates when episodes go live everywhere. Xander. Please, guys, captain's order here. Do not forget to give us a written review over on Apple Podcasts, please. That's going to help us break the algorithm. You guys helped us beat the YouTube battle, the first YouTube battle amongst many that we will have in our careers here. Please hit us up over on Apple Podcasts. Give us a written review on there. Give us a rating. Written reviews are even better. Please let us know. You can listen. Brad. Even
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Matthew McConaughey. He actually I have it pulled up right here. He said, all right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Matthew
And
McConaughey.
That was in reference to the Good Kraken podcast.
yes,
Yeah,
that is. Every time that he says that, it is in fact in reference
He's talking
to
about us.
Yeah, the all rightest podcast.
I don't really like.
I don't like the
phrasing.
sound of I don't like the sound of that.
It sounds too much like something else, and it kind of bothers me.
the all
To be
rightest.
clear, we are not the alt-rightest podcast. That is not
No, now
Quite
you're
the
gonna get
opposite.
sound clipped. Why do you even say it?
Quite the opposite, actually. We're the most not alt rightest podcast, arguably.
Look,
Now
we've
you guys
given
are
him
about to
2
get
clips.
sound clipped and deep faked and posted all over Twitter.
They can sound
Great.
clip.
Good.
Nice cock.
Nice cock. They can fucking sound clip my entire asshole. You know what I'm saying?
God, I wish you had.
Perfect
I
timing.
wish you had an onboard recorder that way you could just play it back for him right there.
I know. I gotta get that. I'll just start sound clipping our own podcast. So you're
Just doing out of context shit just for our own content.
That's the most okayest podcast thing.
It is.
No, see, that's
Yeah.
a mind trick though, because then new viewers and listeners will be like, wait, what is that from? Oh, you got to watch episode 3 to understand that sound clip.
It's true.
Hey,
It's true.
Dude,
So
the callbacks are there sometimes
Jesus
for sure.
Galena is their message is retracted within our chat.
Retracted? What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they said something referencing Black Tongue, but I do not know in what it was referenced.
Well,
to.
message retracted means that he deleted it.
I believe so.
Yeah, it means he deleted it.
Interesting.
Which is fine. Which is fine.
That's fine.
Anyways, this actually is a perfect segue into my topic for this week, guys. My question for you guys for this episode here is we've been doing this, us as Good Kraken, for almost a year now. Our 1 year anniversary of Good Kraken is coming up. We've been working, we've been doing the thing, we've been experiencing things. Some of us more than others. Some of us have been doing this more and longer than me and Devin even fucking have. Xander, you've been doing this for a few years now, actually. What I wanted to ask you guys today is what is something that you guys have learned about podcasting, about content creation? Like, what is the biggest lesson you've taken away from like what we've been doing so far? And I want to kind of just like frame this in a like people at home, like if they want to fucking do what we do, be the all rightest. The all rightest. The okayest.
If you want to be the all rightest like us,
No, okayest.
I like how
the all rightest podcast, just like Ernell and I.
I like how me and Garrick are just owning this, making Devin uncomfortable. It's like my like
No. You're not making me uncomfortable. I'm just correcting you.
It's like when we were talking
Sure.
about cool kids club, and I said, yeah, guys, we'll spell it with K's. 3 K's.
No, we're not gonna do that
group,
either.
y'all.
No, we ain't gonna do that either. Nope. For Garrick's sake, we're not doing that.
I'm not
Listen, you guys did not give me
Yeah, but
nearly
you're the
enough
most
time
white
to
person
pregame
here.
for tonight's show, so
Yeah.
make sure I'm last. I'm gonna be sipping over here for a second.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
fucking funny.
trying to stay hydrated.
Wow.
Shut up.
Devin, what have
We
you
all know there's
learned
vodka in there.
about content creation so far in our year together now?
Everything I do now.
No, but yeah, sure. But I mean, like, what's something? What if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, I want to do what you do"? What is the biggest piece of advice that you would give them to start out?
Two things off the top of my head I can think of, and I'm probably gonna have more come up that I would like to share in this because I mean, it is all important, right? All of it,
Yeah.
not just the biggest thing you've learned, but everything. One of the things that I could say is be there consistently.
Yeah.
As much as you physically can without wearing yourself out. Because I know all of us here have worn ourselves out before, but at the same time, be there. Come up with a schedule and be there.
Yeah.
Second piece of advice I could give, get involved with your community, whether it's fellow streamers, podcasters, your listeners, your watchers. Be involved all the time. Make friends with those people. Those people will become your family. Trust me. I talk to a lot of our listeners literally every day, and they've become great friends. And it's very important. Very, very important. Not just for yourself, but for everybody else too. Because having friends and people you can talk to that you don't know in real life, like face to face, is actually one of the most important things because those people can be some of the closest people to you. That's probably the biggest thing I've learned doing this because I've made great friends doing this and I love everybody I do this with. But yeah, be there. Always be willing to learn as well. There is 1,000,001 different ways you can do this. There's 1,000,000 different programs, equipment, ways you can do it. Always be willing to learn, listen to everybody because everybody has their little tricks. Everybody's got different ways of doing things, and you can build your own platform off of that and come up with new ways to do it based off of other things. It's very important to always be willing to learn. And that can actually be said for anything you really do in life, but it is also very important with content creation because creation is also about learning.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah, good. I'm glad you figured that out. Also too, Devin really does like go out of his way to hang out with the community a lot. Like he's sort of our like talking head when it comes to the good Kraken community because he's there every night chilling with fucking people.
The community liaison.
Yeah. Our the cape to our Superman. You know what I'm saying?
The cape.
Cape. Cake.
Oh, the cape. The cape.
Listen. We all understand your double cake up on a Thursday.
Superman's got that dumpy.
It's literally like it's not beyond you at all to say cake of Superman.
You know what? That is 100% fair. That is 100% fair. Because listen, Henry Cavill's ass in Superman was rocking, dude. It was rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Captain America may be America's ass, but Superman is the universe's ass.
It's the universe. Let's go. Let's go. You're right, dude. Garrick, what about you, dude? What have you learned about doing this in your time here?
Oh, don't downplay your talents.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So I started 2 podcasts before I joined Good Kraken. Neither of them ended up being successful, but that was okay because that starting those podcasts and failing at those podcasts initially is literally the whole reason I'm here in the first place, because one of those podcasts was a video game related podcast, and Ernell and I were doing some business related stuff together with it, and I had commissioned him for some stuff for the podcast, and he checked it out in the meantime. And that's literally the whole reason I'm here today, is because I'm just good at talking about video games. That's fucking it.
And I'm a good recruiter. I'm a very good recruiter. All right. Anyways.
But I am just a regular ass dude living a regular ass life who just happens to consume a little more video games than the average dude and is a little fancy with my words. But y'all like that. And so like that's a talent I have, like that's something that you guys enjoy listening to me do. And that's something that I never would have considered myself as like a skill or a talent or something that I would have used to like further myself as a human being. But like if you have like a niche that only you can do or something that you excel at compared to your friends, that like you know that like when it comes to that one thing, you're just, even if you're just a little above average, like shoot that shot, because you never know, like a door left closed, like, you know, just it's you just never know. You're just going to be there like doing what ifs. Like podcasting is a ridiculously oversaturated place
Yeah.
these days. Like that's just the reality of it. And like it's fallen, it's a don't be afraid of falling into your wheelhouse. Like if you notice that you're good at something and you're willing to like lean into it, it can lead to really good things. Even if you're just an average person who's fancy with words, who plays a little bit more video games than the average like individual. Like it's sometimes it really is just as silly as that.
Yeah.
Like don't take yourself for granted or the talents that you have. Like if you want to get into content creation, look at the things that you're really good at and lean into those things. Like use them, use everything in your tool belt.
I want to add on to what you just said, and something that I remind myself of a lot, and I know I've said it to all of you guys. The worst thing that can be said to you when you shoot your shot is no. And if you go into something knowing that, then you will be better for it and you can learn from that.
It's also very important to remember too that like just because you're not good at something right now doesn't mean that you won't get better at it. Because like they're like listen, like anything that I ever say where I'm just like I'm trash at that, I never just say like I'm trash at that. For me, it's like I'm trash at it right now. Like if I care about it enough, like I'll practice it, I'll get better at it, and then I don't have to worry about not being good at it. But everything can be taught. Everything is taught. Like anything that like people do is just taught to them at some point or another. If you feel like you're not good at something, like and it is a necessary thing to have in your tool belt to do podcasting, content creation, anything like that, like just study, look into it a lot. You know, I think that's a very important part of what Garrick's saying too, is like it's a very worldly subject. Like take what you do know and lean into it, take what you don't know, learn how to do it, and then utilize what you learn to apply it to the things that you do know how to fucking do well.
Exactly. Like just don't downplay your talents. If you're good at something, learn more about that thing than you already do now. Always been like exactly like Devin said, just always be willing to learn, because this is a brand new industry with a ton of people in it. And like if you want to do this sort of thing, like you're gonna have to just constantly be trying to be on the up and up. And like you're competing. That's what it really, like you're competing for people's viewership when it comes right down to it at the end of the day. From the business standpoint, like you're trying to build a community and people that want to be around you and view your content over other people's content. And if that means you have to lean into something you're extra good at, and like maybe that means you don't necessarily do the content you were originally trying to do. There's so many Twitch streamers that like start off, they're like, I'm going to be a variety streamer, etc., etc. Like I want to be an IRL or a podcast streamer. And then like they have like this one really successful stream one day and they're like, I'm going to try doing this again. And they notice that success is consistent. They're like, okay, maybe it's time to switch lanes. And like realizing when that opportunity and when that moment is for you is that's super important. Like being willing to recognize you're like, this is my chance because I did really well with this. This is my opportunity, and then taking that opportunity.
Like on the learning part with that, like I have been doing this as long as we've been doing this podcast. I have to learn every day to do this, and thankfully I have these wonderful friends right here and more who help me with those things. So it's very important, not just with this, but any other hobby or anything you want to turn into like a lifelong passion. Always learn, because new things always happen and things change. So it's and plus it keeps you on your toes. It's fun. It's fun that way. Like, wouldn't you guys agree? Like, it's fun to learn how to do new things. And it's surprising when you realize that you can do something. You're like, oh, I thought that was going to be so much more complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like coding
Yeah.
your fucking MySpace page back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was intimidating until you learned how to do it, right?
And we were all like fucking 16.
That was
17,
actually
I
one
know.
of the main reasons why I took web development in high school.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that shit was wild.
I love this
Custom
conversation.
MySpace pages going.
Like I think I can speak for all of us. Just talking about this amongst ourselves for all of you is making us all stoked about wanting to do something new now with this. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Great conversation to bring up.
Yeah, like this.
Now, Xander, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to go before you because you're our most seasoned content creator here as far as like what we do. I think I have about like 2.5 things. I'll go with the 0.5 first because that's going to be very short. Please make sure that before you start podcasting that your opinions are actually good. Because I have, listen, and I don't mean that in a sense of like you have bad reviews or anything like that. I mean that in a sense of I've ran into so many podcasts on TikTok, on Twitter, what have you. You guys might have seen me tweet about it, I think yesterday. There's some dudes that start a podcast with their friends and they get a camera, they get a microphone, they get things set up on their laptop, they're recording shit, and they are just out here saying the most bonkers, ridiculous bullshit on a fucking microphone that I've ever heard in my life. Like this dude that I quote tweeted the other yesterday was going through this weird like because it was like a men's podcast, right? Like that's kind of like what it came off with. He's like talking about men advice and like one of the funniest fucking things, and it's so fucking funny to me because it's so just like lacking the cognitive dissonance that like that is necessary for people to function. Men have this weird habit of thinking that they know how women function. And because like they try to convince themselves that they know how women function, they try to convince themselves that they're actually smart because they think they know how women function. So this fucking guy that I see on Twitter yesterday says this bonker shit. I'm actually gonna pull it up for you guys right now because oh boy, this shit was so secondhand embarrassing. I cannot help it. Okay, I cannot help it. All right, right.
You
here.
read it and
Where
just
they are
fucking
high value. They're
cringed.
Yes, 100% cringy.
You ever cringe
bullshit.
so hard you feel it physically, like in your bones?
Yeah, it's like a
you're just
shudder.
like,
You're
Yeah.
just like,
oh
"Mm."
god, no.
Oh God, let's see this.
So if you guys could, let's take a listen to what this gentleman has to say here.
What happens to a lot of guys is they get into relationships where they are high value, they're strong, they're in a good position, but they become weak, death by 1,000 paper cuts to the woman in the relationship. She becomes the masculine one. All of a sudden, the man's not attractive to her anymore. She leaves him, and then the guy feels cheated because he's like, fuck. She said she wanted me to talk to her more. She said she wanted me to be emotional, tell her these problems, spend more time with her. But then when you do that, you become a woman. And women don't want to date women unless they're lesbians. Shout out to all the lesbian queens listening. It happens to a lot.
This dude thought he was the smartest dude in the fucking world.
He said it with just such confidence.
He said it with his
Look
whole
at his
ass.
shit ass haircut with his dumb fucking
Such bravado.
And I'm
chin. And he's wearing a fucking bullet on his neck.
I'm dying, right? Because this dude, this dude's talking, and a homeboy over here. Hold on, where is he? Homeboy here is nodding his head like, damn, bro, he's onto something.
You're right.
and also-
Who is this guy? I want to debate him so every time he can say
Yeah,
something, I'd be like,
what the
okay, sure.
fuck?
But like, why do you think that?
Also, what is this guy fucking wearing? Is he wearing a cowboy necklace over the top of a Columbia
It's
sweater?
called a bolo tie, sir.
Okay, sorry. Is he wearing a bolo tie on top of a Columbia sweater?
Look at his perfectly combed bangs.
Listen. I'm not gonna sit out here and like spend all fucking night shitting on these dudes on a personal level, right? I'm not. But what this dude said What this dude said was nutty. It was nutty. And then having the audacity to say this.
Wait. It's not audacity, it's caucasity.
The caucasity to say this.
Unless they're lesbians. Shout out to all the lesbian queens listening.
As if lesbian
Shout
women
out to
are
all my
watching or listening to Good Bro, Bad Bro. as if lesbian women want anything to do.
What is that fucking like fucking like stock photo shit that he brings up
this?
too when he says
this
that?
bullshit when he says like she becomes masculine or something like that. I think it's right.
Like he does it a few times and it's
Boom.
very brief.
Boom.
Yeah, there's that, and it goes. There's another one near the end.
Near the end. Here, let me see.
Yeah,
because there's him.
Yo.
Unless they're lesbians. What?
Look at that.
What?
It's so quick.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, so yes, unfortunately, it wasn't as sure as I thought it would be. But please, before you start podcasting, make sure that your opinions are actually intelligent,
Valid.
valid, yes, well thought out. Please get some opinions from people that are not in your social circle before you start podcasting about opinion pieces, because it can and will and should bite you in the ass if they're not good opinions. Yes, Devin.
Odd.
Give me this guy's name. I'm gonna tweet at him and I'm gonna tell him I want to debate him.
I don't know if it was. I think it was someone else that was also shitting on him on Twitter. Yeah. Someone else.
I want to straight up. I want to get in a call. I want to record it, and I want to fucking troll the shit out of this guy.
There you go, Ernell. You lit a fire under his ass to be on Twitter.
I'm not even kidding.
Now he's about to be on Twitter.
You know
more.
how bad I could roast this guy?
Dude, it's just I could not fucking believe it, dude. I could not fucking believe it.
Tell me that you would not want to see that, because you totally would want to see that.
Of course. Anyways, the
Yeah,
other
Ernell's over there, like, of course, yeah. I'm gonna send it to you after this podcast. And just check your DMs. Check your DMs. It's okay.
The other two things I was gonna say. One, make sure that you understand that doing this is an investment, whether it is money, whether it is time, whether it is energy. You have to be willing and prepared to sacrifice a lot of all three of those things if you want to be successful. If you just want to do this in your pastime, that's fine. That's not a huge deal. But if you want this to be more than like what you are doing right now, then you need to understand that you are going to have to sacrifice money for better equipment. You have to sacrifice time, because you have to make the content, you have to do the content, and you have to sacrifice energy because you can and will and should lose sleep, lose time doing the things that you enjoy doing to do the thing that you feel that you need to be doing, which is the thing that is giving you your calling. You have to understand that you have to sacrifice. Like, you have to sacrifice.
When we're not live, we're all still doing podcast related stuff all week.
Yeah.
All week. Whether it's reviewing a brand new game that just came out, watching the latest content and taking notes. Like, do you guys like I literally sit with a fucking notepad when I watch new shit now.
Yeah.
I use
Like,
my phone
just
for that.
Straight,
Yep.
I'm literally like I must pause an episode of something. Like, if I'm doing it for the podcast, like, it's getting paused like dozens of times an episode. Stop taking notes, stop taking information about an actor, stop taking information about like the scene itself. Like, it's just all the time. Like, you have, like, if you're not, even when you're not live, you're committing time to it in some way or another. Like, you're in the mindset of content creation all the time.
When I'm reviewing a piece of content, especially when it's like at home, like a movie or a TV show, what I'll do is I'll do a standalone watch without like pausing the movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch it again, whether it be right after or like the next day.
Yeah.
And then that's when I take my notes, because you notice a little bit more that second time. You know what I mean? To add on what you already remember.
I watched
once
that's
for
kinda how I
reaction,
do
once
that.
for notes.
I
Once
wa-
for reaction,
Exactly.
once for notes.
I watched Dune 3 times leading up to our Dune review because of that. Like, because I was like,
Yeah.
there's so
I
much
think we
movie
all
here,
did.
like, yeah.
I think we all did.
And
That
like,
movie was just...
bless Dune for being out on streaming services day one too, because that made it so much easier for us to be able to review, because that's a lot of fucking movie to have to like remember coming out of the theater. God damn,
that much visual storytelling, like you really got to watch it more than once.
Yeah,
I know we did the same with Suicide Squad too.
Yes,
because that
yes,
movie was
very
great.
much
Dude.
Yeah,
very much
yeah.
so.
And like to add on to like that sacrificing time there is like I can speak for all of us. We all work full time. We all have other hobbies, you know, family. Doing this is a full-time job. It is. Like if we're usually doing this all about 5 days a week. And on top of that, when we're not here live, whether it be here or on Twitch, we're still ingesting content and creating things. And Ernell and Xander work on graphic design constantly. You know, like this is a 7 day a week thing, even on your days off. It is. But it is also important to give yourself the time to relax and decompress as well. So you have to find that balance between all of that, which is very, very hard. But again, that also comes with what he said earlier. Sometimes you will not sleep, but when you're not sleeping, you still have to relax a little bit. You got to take some breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then my
breaks come in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, my last one is sort of a combination of Devin and Garrick's. Is that you have to be prepared to know that like this is a lifelong learning process. It is always constantly being prepared to pivot. Like you have to be prepared to pivot at all times, because you don't know the content creation space is changing every day, every other day, every week at the very, very least. Like you have to be constantly prepared to make changes, to make shifts. Devin hears it from me all the time where I'm like, hey, this piece of content like isn't doing that great. Like we're going to have to move away from that, because it's like in an instant, like we have to be prepared to like be doing something different if something that we were doing is just not working. And like that means you're constantly having to do trial and error. Try that out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, try something else. Like you have to be doing something different, and you have to be prepared to just admit when what you're doing just kind of sucks. Like you kind of just have to be prepared to admit maybe just what you're doing right now isn't working and you need to just do something different. Because if there's anything that we've learned from me and Garrick and some kind of Devin from playing Dark Souls games is that you cannot do the same fucking thing over and over and over again and expect a different result. You can't.
Definition of insanity.
Yeah. And it may not even just be that it sucks. It could even just be that something is stagnant. If something is stagnant, that still means you need to be able to pivot to get further.
Yeah, and even if it is stagnant, that just inherently means it just sucks right now. Like it sucks right now, and that's fine. Like you can suck. We all suck at things. Like things that we do fucking suck sometimes, and that's okay. That's fine. You can make it unsuck very, very quickly by making a small change. You just have to figure out what that change is going to be. You have to unsuck the suckiness, and that's just reality of it. You know, like
we all play music, and we all sucked when we first started playing music.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and even now, like I'm
So
sure, like
bad.
we write things, and we're just kind of like, well, that wasn't good enough. You know, like we put out songs and
All
maybe
the time.
maybe it didn't get the attention we were hoping. Sure, yeah, it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll make it unsuck. You know,
Do you
it's
know
not
how
that
hard I am on myself for that fucking vocal cover I put out not too
dude,
long
we're-
ago?
dude,
I
all-
Your own worst
rewatched.
critic.
I rewatched that all the fucking time. Like I could have done that better. I could have fucking done that better.
Yeah. So with that said, yes, just be prepared to pivot at any moment's notice, every moment's notice. If you need to make a change, try it out. Just fucking try it. Like you have to do what you can to make it unsuck. You have to do what you can to just be prepared for the world to change. Because one day,
Waiting on the world.
the entire internet could potentially just like crash, right? And we would have to like figure out something else, right? What one day like Discord could just like turn off and we'll have to figure out something else. One day like movies will be $35 to go see a movie in the theaters and we'll have to make an adjustment. You know, like you have to constantly be prepared for something to happen that you have to be ready for, you know, like, and that's why, like, I was so excited about us doing like trailer reactions now, because that was like a pivot that we just never took. And then we've done 2, and they're the 2 best performing like pieces of content we've ever done are trailer reactions. And like, now we know we need to do those more often.
On
like,
that note, I would like to go ahead and say for the viewers now, something that I wanted to bring up. Super Bowl Sunday's coming up.
mm-hmm.
We are going to have to be on top of that.
there may or yeah, I know. I'm gonna be watching the Super Bowl and like see like a trailer for something and be like, oh fuck, I gotta stop.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a trailer for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
We gotta rush.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This day before my birthday, I might not even be watching the Super Bowl. I might be out doing things.
Is it the day before your birthday?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
The 13th.
It is. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, it's okay. We'll coordinate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything on your birthday?
I am working like an adult.
Xander, what
So excited.
What is some advice you got for the people here before we go into some next?
So I could honestly spend like a whole episode talking about the things that I've learned over the years, because I'm coming up on this September of 2022. I'll be at year 4 of streaming. And there's a lot. There is quite a lot. But I would chalk it up to kind of like my top 2. One being a lot of what you said, be adaptable. There is so much that changes, whether it be on your end, on the content creation side of things, the technology, you got to be adaptable and you got to be on top of that shit. Because there could be a time where you plan on having a gameplay stream for this new game, 2042, and all of a sudden your PC crashes. Or everything shits the bed, you know. You got to think quick. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna cancel the stream right there, or are you gonna try and figure out a way to create content out of it? Like even back when I tried playing that stupid ass game Hyperscape, and it crashed every fucking time I tried to play. And so you know what I did? I turned my stream into a full on rant as to why Hyperscape needs to fucking die.
It did.
And it did. I'm not saying that I'm the reason, but I think they got the message. But then the other one is a big one that I've seen with a lot of newcomers, and it's do not expect anything. Do not expect anything. I've seen time and time again. It doesn't matter if who you are, how many fucking followers you got on Twitter or Instagram and stuff like that. If your content sucks, it's gonna show. And I've seen people with like 31,000 followers on Instagram, and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna start streaming. And then they go in, they hop in on Apex, and all of a sudden, like they have like 2 viewers that are actually trash talking them the entire time.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that they expect that their following from one end is going to follow them into this realm, and then they're just going to make money off of it. Do not expect that, because then it shows. It shows in the way that they act, and then they get all down and depressed, or like even angry at their own community that they've tried to build up, and it's just a bad look on you. It really is. It really is.
And if I may,
you can watch me for 8 hours a day, but you can't spend $5.
Don't be that person. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that person.
If I may to add on to that too, I want to make sure that I'm very clear here. Like when I say that like your content sucks, when I say it that way, I mean that there's something about your content that sucks and it needs to be fixed. Because it's like, whether it is the content itself, whether it is how you're marketing the content, whether it is the connections you're making, whether it is the production of the content, like there's something wrong when there's something wrong, and it will be abundantly clear to you when there's something wrong. It's like you have to do something about it. Like if you're in that position where you're streaming and you have 2 people in your chat and they're just shit talking you the entire time, something went wrong. Either you're not marketing correctly, you're not making the right connections, you're not paying attention to your community. Like and this is all shit that we've had to do. Like we started seeing that like our viewership was starting to grow a little bit stagnant, and I finally like went to Devin and was like, hey, you were talking about like finalizing on our Discord and like doing some community building, do it. And he said, bet. Like, because he was talking to me about it for like 4 or 5 months, and I was like, let's wait it out, and then finally the time came, and I was like, hey, it's time, and Devin was like, bet, I got you, and we did it. Like,
I want to give the most props on that to Xander for setting up the Discord.
100%,
because you doing that gave me the tools to be like, what's up, guys?
Yeah. And now he's up until like 12 o'clock at night sharing
Every
TikTok
fucking
videos.
night.
Sharing
Every
TikTok
night.
videos with people.
Like shout out to Larry. I just want to say that because him
Big
and I
shouts to
are
Larry, dude.
always out here till the break of dawn, it seems like.
Listen,
And
I
you
got a
too,
bone to pick
Xander.
with Larry. He's the reason why the past couple nights this week I just like last week I was up till like 4 in the fucking morning.
Fucking Larry, man. He'll
Okay,
do it to
okay.
us.
Is he really the reason why, or is the reason why because it's after midnight for you and you choose to join the chat?
Or
Listen.
hear me out. Or Larry gave him the excuse, and Xander was looking for it. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
No.
Larry was
This
out
is
here playing
personal choice.
GeoGuessr. We went to Prague. We found out that there is a sex machine museum in Prague, and we just dove right into the rabbit hole, man.
Did you know that there's a Statue of Liberty in Dubai? Did you know that? Anyways, Xander, we got to start moving on. Give us your last piece of advice here for the people. Give it
my
to
last piece of advice is also just continually strive to learn, because you're not going to get anywhere if you don't learn. Because when I first started out, I had nobody, not a single fucking person. So I had to YouTube was my best friend. And even if you do have people, utilize them, utilize YouTube, learn your shit. Because it's going to be very apparent if you're just starting out in this and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You need to have a good baseline foundational knowledge when it comes to this. Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people try this stuff and then they just crash and burn because something goes wrong with their camera, something goes wrong with their internet, and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. Well, it's just like being in a band, right? Like, you don't know how to fucking play guitar, you shouldn't be playing guitar in a band. If you don't know how to be a vocalist, you shouldn't be a vocalist in a band. Like, you have to learn your craft. You have to.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, you will be burned for it. People will call you out on your shit if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I'm sorry, I wish it wasn't so. I wish the world was kinder, but it's not. It's not that kind. And you have to be ready for that, dude. Like,
Or you just tell everybody you suck at whatever you're doing musically, and then people see you and they praise you for getting better, even though you still suck.
or
Just
you
set
start
the
a
bar
podcast.
real low.
Or you start a podcast.
I suck at guitar always. I suck at guitar always.
No, you don't. Or you start a podcast with good in the name and you just tell everybody, listen, we didn't say the show was good. We said we're good.
We're pretty tight. The content is so.
Again, the most okayest.
The most okay.
most all rightest.
Most all right.
All right, this podcast.
Most
We're gonna have a talk
alt-rightist.
again.
The most all rightest podcast.
3K
Eric, you're
3K
fired.
gang,
How
right,
you does
boys?
with the whole arm. All right.
All righty.
3K gang, y'all, let's go.
I hate this. You guys are getting deep fake now.
Listen,
Just get the guy from season that one season of Mandalorian that they had to swap out for.
You mean
Never
Boba Fett? You mean Mandalorian? You mean Boba Fett?
don't do
No,
it. There's
no,
still some
I
people I
mean
haven't watched.
Mandalorian.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean Mandalorian, the season finale of
It's-
season 2.
It's memed everywhere.
Listen, we're going to go ahead and move on to some listener questions. But before we move on to listener questions, I want to remind everyone that they can support us over on patreon.com/GoodKraken Show, where they can get early access on this episode before it goes public. They can get right into the show, and they can get this episode. They can get right. But if they're hearing this,
they
aren't
already into it.
They aren't on our Patreon. So for now, here's a word from our sponsors.
This piece of Good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. PC gaming and office work is more popular than ever before, making your workflow and efficiency an absolute necessity. You need your peripherals and accessories to be running silky smooth in order for you to keep kicking ass and taking names, and Glide is the perfect piece to that puzzle for your arsenal that you've been trying to solve. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and a non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. Are you looking for smoother pinpoint accuracy? Are you feeling resistance while gliding your mouse across your battle rug? You've probably watched our GK content before, and you probably know I do a lot of PC and FPS gaming. And let me tell you, this mousepad is perfect for you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use the code KRAKEN for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, Kraken, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. If you're anything like us here at GK, you were probably up late last night. You got up out of bed this morning and you were still tired. You don't know how long you were gaming for. It's a catastrophe. But what you do know is that your everyday cup of coffee just isn't hitting the way it used to. And now we've got a better way for waking you up before and during your next gaming session. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is a perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators everywhere. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com, use the code GKRAKEN for 10% off of your purchase of any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's right, the code is GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you'd like. Now, back to our regular Good Kraken programming.
Welcome back, everybody. Guys, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Escobubu writes in just like you guys can to patreon.com/GoodKraken Show. And Esco says this: what is one prominent defining experience you had in life that has shaped you into the person you are today?
That fucking question is
That's a
heavy
very
as
loaded
fuck.
question. That's a very loaded
It is
question.
a very good question. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Who wants to fire off first?
Can you repeat the question again?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah. Well, who wants it? Who wants to dip their toes in the pool first?
A traumatizing experience.
No. It doesn't say traumatizing. Prominent.
It doesn't say traumatizing, but you know, like our group,
Emotional.
That's
what
Emotional damage.
the defining moments in our lives were also the most traumatizing, for the most part.
Emotional damage. That's what shaped my life, let me tell you. Okay.
Stop.
Oh,
Okay, we gotta time that with my Zoom. Just like,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I know.
Okay. So here's one thing. It may come off like somewhat humble braggy, but I think at the same thing, music is a passion of mine, right? Um, and this is a moment that I think back to all the time, as in like why I want to play music, and what was probably the most assuring like thing that's ever been said, that like it's like, oh, I should do this. You know what I mean? Like not only just for myself, but because other people told me that they enjoy it as well. Um, Jonathan Vigil of the Ghost Inside. I've been playing shows growing up in countless different bands with that band, and he said about the band I was in at the time. He said it was something special, which I took that to heart a lot, because it was something that I worked really hard on, right, and wrote a lot of music, and it was somebody I also looked up to because I really liked that band. So to me, it was a very pivotal moment in my life, because it was very early on in that band's career, whatever you want to call it, even though it didn't like make it big or anything, it's still a career, right? It made me always want to keep pushing, and to keep, like what we were talking about, learning. You know, it made me want to keep learning that craft and honing myself and keep shooting for it. The worst thing that could be said to you is no, right? That's where that comes from for me, because I would keep trying to book shows with different bands, or go to different cities, or shoot shots with record labels, or endorsements, any of that shit. It's because of that defining moment of somebody I looked up to saying it was a special thing. You know what I'm saying? And they said that to the crowd and everybody and me. And that was a big moment for me. It made me like, even as hard as it gets sometimes for music, because it gets real fucking hard, like really hard, and you have to start over constantly and grow. And again, as Ernell said, you have to do things different all the time. That's a moment that I think back to that made me proud, that makes me want to keep pushing forward with it.
Yeah. Good man. And I remember seeing that too. Jonathan Vigil like fucking with Sustainer, because I've been following Vigil on Twitter for a while now. And I remember him calling you guys out on Twitter, and I was like, bet, dude. That's so sick, bro. Like that's so cool. Yeah, dude. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking solid.
That I'll never forget that. Like I will be 70 years old someday and look back on that, and I'll be happy about it. You know what I mean? That's an accomplishment to me.
Which, by the way, we gotta get Vigil on GK sometimes, because he does do like Twitch streaming and stuff.
A lot of those guys do actually now.
Yeah.
Especially Chris. He's on
rad.
all the time. Andrew does too a lot.
God, we need that. We need that in our lives. Who's next? Who wants to call out next? Let's go. Do you guys want me to? Are you guys not ready? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it or no.
You motherfuckers. I see Xander's
I'm
face.
already
Like,
done. It's easy for me to tell you to go for it because I just did it.
Xander's like, I'm stressed. Yeah, slow 80s fade. Slow 80s fade. Yeah, that's it.
Emotional damage.
Yeah,
I want you guys to know,
Oh shit, wrong one.
audience at home, we workshopped
Wrong
that
one.
fucking.
I hit
We
the wrong
workshopped that fade.
I did the Pornhub noise that I
we
meant
did.
to
Yeah,
do.
we did.
Emotional damage.
I didn't even hear it.
You didn't hear it? Oh no. I hit the wrong one. My
Guys,
bad.
don't you love Ernell laughing at himself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't do that too? 2 a.m. rolls around, you're just sitting there in front of the computer laughing at yourself.
I usually am
Oh,
asleep
yes.
at 2 a.m.
Can't say same.
Baby. What a baby. You know what I'm saying? A little baby with his bedtime.
No, it's called. Oh, it's midnight. I need to go to bed.
Little baby bedtime. No.
Do
Listen,
my
man,
job.
sleep is for the weak.
That was gonna
Do
beat
my
ass.
job and say that.
That was gonna beat my ass. Let's go. Anyways, I think I might have mentioned this on the show, but my life changing experience was having a kid. Just because like having a daughter was sort of my excuse to make my life better. Because I was fucking 24, 25 years old. 24 when we found out. And my life was just like real messy. Like I was working a dead end, like fucking part-time job that was getting me nowhere. I was just hanging out, playing video games, trying to do music, like the usual fucking like 24-year-old like music guy life. And I was living it, and it was not fulfilling for me. That at all. It was just not a fulfilling fucking life. It was fun. It was chill. It was like, it was boring, and I like boring. Like, that's fine for me. But it was never going to get me anywhere. And so having a daughter was the excuse I needed to finally start making moves. I found out we were pregnant, and I basically just said, okay, we need a hard reset. So I immediately got a full-time job. I immediately stopped drinking. I like everything that I was doing in my life. I was like, it needs to be done, because I have a little tiny life I'm about to bring into this world with someone, and I refuse to be the bastard my dad was for this child. I refuse to be that piece of shit. And so I forced myself to get my fucking life together the day that Megan told me that we were having a baby. And I was like, I cried because I was ecstatic about having a kid. But after the tears were done, I just had like a moment of a moment of serenity, where I was kind of like, I was in the kitchen, I was cooking dinner, and it was one of those dinners that's like, you have to like let it like chill for a minute. So you're on your phone for a second or whatever. But instead of being on my phone during this one time, I was sitting there watching the stove, and I looked around the kitchen of this fucking apartment that I was like, this is bad. And I said, we can't do this, dude. I can't fucking do that. I can't let this child fucking live in like that fucking life because I couldn't get it together. Like I refuse to fucking be that dad that was like, oh, well, I was too lazy to get a fucking decent job, so I'll just let my child fucking struggle their entire goddamn life. I refuse to be that fucking father. So I got my fucking life together, and that was the reason I had to try to be a better fucking person than I was at fucking 24. Now, I have mentioned that on the show before. So the one that I will say is like second to that is I used to hang out with a lot of really bad kids when I was younger, and we were shitheads. We were shithead kids. And to get out of living that, one of our friends we watched die, unfortunately. We watched our friend Jerry get shot, and that was all I needed for me to be like, I can't hang out like this anymore. I can't, dude. Like it's not safe. It's not good. It's not where I want to be. Me and my brother were like, no, we're not doing that. My two older sisters were like, no, we can't fucking do that. Cause we lived in a very tight knit, like friend group with all of our siblings sort of like pulled in there. And our older siblings were like the ones that were like way deeper in that life than even we were. And even our siblings were like, we've had enough, because by the time that I was like 14, like our oldest sister was already like living on her own and was like married and shit. But our second oldest sister was like still kind of like in and like had her toes dipped in like living street banging and like dating dudes that were banging and like things like that. And so like when we got to that point where we were watching our friends pass away because of the stupid bullshit that we were a part of, like we were like, we're out, dude. Like we're fucking out. We can't fucking do this. And so that's why our family ended up moving and stuff, because it was like, we can't be hanging out with people that are like, we're constantly risking our lives with. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, some of my siblings didn't get out of that life, and unfortunately we watched them suffer because of it. But all it took was the one time for me to be like, this might be too much. this might be too fucking much for me, because I'm not trying to fuck around like that, dude. That's not what I was just looking for people to kick it with. I was looking to have fun and enjoy myself and like be a little fucking vandal, you know? But like that's not like losing my friends is not what I was wanting to fucking do. Risking my life was not what the fuck I was wanting to do at fucking 13, 14 years old. So yeah, I that's all it fucking took for me. Rest in peace, Jerry. Love you, dog. That's all it took for me, was for me to be like, yo, like I gotta start thinking about this. And from that day forward, I was kind of like, I don't fucking kick it on a personal level with dudes that I know that bang. Like, I still know them. I still talk to them in passing and stuff, but like, they're not my homies. And like, even all through high school, all through college, even up to now at 32 years old, I still see them on Facebook. I still see them in public. I still like see homies that like I was hanging out with after we had moved, and we did still try to live around some of that stuff ourselves. And even then we were like, no, that's not it. And we transferred schools, and like I stopped talking to them, but I still see them around like all the fucking time in North Portland, like in Northeast Portland where I live now. Like I see them at Albertsons, I'll see them at Safeway, I'll see them at Popeyes down on MLK. Like I'll see them when I'm out in St. John's all the fucking time, even though St. John's is getting gentrified as fuck. Devin, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Trust me, I know Scott lives out there.
Yeah, gentrified as fuck, dude, because that place used to be scrubby as shit. I've been jumped 3 times in Cathedral Park, dude. Now I don't.
Yeah.
Now nobody gets jumped at Cathedral Park.
I lived off of Alberta and MLK.
Yeah.
If that says anything about gentrification.
Yeah. And that, oh goddamn, yeah, they were gentrified as fuck over there now, because that place used to be scrub. Dude, it used to be scrub as fuck over there.
I lived there like 3 years ago for like 2 years.
Yeah, back in like 2004, 2005. Like this entire neighborhood was just like not good. Now there's like nice ass apartments and shit, and like I can like go for a run down the street and
Can we be for real? Fuck those apartments, those $2,000 ass apartments.
God damn, I know, for real. Anyways, yeah, no, those are probably the 2 biggest ones for me, because those are the ones that I was like emotional, damn it, and like had to feel like, yeah, that I can't anymore.
I can relate with that a little bit, like I really can. Like I've told you a bit about some shit, you know, I grew up around, and like it wasn't like exactly like banging, but like I had a moment where I stopped hanging out with a lot of people I went to like school with, particularly because like they were getting into like hard drugs and other shit. And, you know, you'd go to school and then you would find out they're not here anymore. And like that's what pushed me away and like made me actually move out of state for a year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that feeling, you know. A lot.
When you're paying closer attention to your surroundings and the people around you, you start to like look at like how you're affiliated to it, and you start to like second guess, like, am I making a good decision hanging out with these motherfuckers? Like, am I like, is this the safest situation for me to fucking be in while I'm watching my friends like break a fucking car window? And I'm like, it's probably not the best situation for me to fucking be hanging around like right now. This is probably not a good fucking idea. We don't know whose car this fucking belongs to. Like, we don't know who the fuck is watching. Like,
I hate to say it this way, but that's like, unfortunately for us, it's kind of like a product of living in the city. Right, you know,
and in poverty for me.
Yeah,
that's what it
like
was for us.
Dude, trust me. Like, I shared a room with my brother till I was 18 and moved out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You know, yeah. I mean, we have the good moments and we have the bad moments, and our lives are always pivoting. You know, and it's important to reflect on it, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah,
you know.
Now, Xander and Garrick, you're being real quiet down there. Which one do you guys want to be next? Which one do you guys want to do next? I guess that means
you
Garrick
guys are being really quiet.
I guess that means Garrick's getting it. Garrick, we're passing the ball to you.
Or no, we should have gone last.
Right?
Fuck, dude, I don't fucking know.
It's like I'm white. No.
I know
No,
I know
he's
some,
probably
I
like
know
in the
something.
same similar boat. It's like I'm like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like I feel like I'm still trying to figure myself out. You know.
Oh, dude, I'm
Dude.
far from figuring myself out. I'm just
Yeah,
that's just the moment. I like Garrick. I know one thing you've told me before that was life changing for you, and you've talked about it very in depth.
Have I now?
Your wife.
What? Yeah, when he left the 3K club.
Yo, you backed that the
No,
fuck.
hold up.
No, I just
up.
said
What,
your
the cool-
wife.
the
That's
cool
all
kids
I
club?
said.
The cool kids
You've
club?
told me that was life changing for
Yeah.
you.
No, not you. Or no, you shut the fuck up. Yeah, actually, no. That was that was where I was gonna end up going with this ultimately, anyways, Devin. A specific moment though was like when before my wife and I like officially got engaged, there was like a period of time where like we broke up. And when I say we broke up, it was me breaking up with her for some fucking stupid shit. Like over some dumb shit. And there was like a period of reflection where like she basically told me, she's like, I can't believe like you were letting this of all things like get in the way of our relationship. And I had a good long fucking moment to sit back and think and realize that like I was like, holy shit, like I haven't been like the coolest fucking dude to people up to till this point. And when like, you know, there was periods in my life where like I wasn't really proud of like the decisions I was making and the kind of person I was and like how I was choosing to treat the people around me that like I supposedly cared about. And a lot of it like basically like came down to like was just some like fucking whack religious bullshit that I had been fed my whole life that I wasn't willing to let go of. And I won't go into like, you know, I'm not gonna like start shitting on religion or anything. And I'm not going to go into that, but that's what it was for me. And like literally like this moment where like my now wife basically told me, she's like, you're being fucking stupid. I was just like, oh my God, I am being fucking stupid.
You might be right. You might
You're
be
just like,
right.
damn, you're just like, that was some goofy, like, why the fuck would I do that? Dude, and like willing to like just look at myself and be like, she sees a potential in me that I to this day still do not see. And like she was willing to gamble on me and like in the person that I was turning myself into and the person that I was around her rather than like the person I had like fucked up really hardcore as in the past. And I was just like, it's not like, and I wasn't like trying to like ditch my past or anything or to like start over or run away, but I was just like, I have the opportunity to like reset like how people view me like through like how my wife views me. Because a lot of the way the way I treated people was because I didn't treat myself like I treated myself like real shitty. Like I wasn't good to like
Funny how that works out that way, right? Yeah.
right. Like I wasn't good to me, and so because I was really really shitty to me, I was horrible to the people I loved. And so when I finally realized, I was just like, I need to like I got to start treating myself better. And I started treating myself better because I was just like, there's somebody that actually like sees a value in me that I don't understand. That's like not, you know, like your mom or your dad or whatever. And, you know, I was willing to just like, all right, let's pivot and see if I can meet those expectations. And I know that's like, that's like a stupid cliche, like the woman came along and saved the man story. But like, and I had like, but like, it really is like, it gave me the opportunity to see myself in a way that I hadn't done before because I was willing to like actually take someone else's advice and rather than just like brushing it off and thinking I had all the answers or like just ignoring it even though I knew I was in the wrong.
Well, and bless her too for being willing to call you the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Dude, she did. And honestly, like she calls me the fuck out to this day. She'll just be like, you're being stupid right now. And I'm just and honestly, most of the time, like when that happens, I'm just like, fucking God damn it, you're right. And like, do you know how much I look at myself now? Like when I'm in private, I'll like say some shit and I'm like, you're being fucking like, I was like, she'd call you fucking a fucking dingleberry right now. I'm just like, damn, dude, you are being a fucking dingleberry right now.
What would my wife say?
Cotton-headed
Right?
ninny-mungan.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. Like it's weird how like just having somebody else that sees you as a better person than you see yourself gives you the opportunity to like, oh, can I be that person? Like, can I do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Devin, you're gonna jump
Yeah.
in for a second. It looked like.
No, I was gonna say I had to take a Xander real quick.
Okay, yeah, go take a Xander.
Yeah.
Go take a
Take a
Xander.
Xander.
And speaking of Xander, I
Yeah.
think it's Xander's turn.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
So I've been mulling this over, listening to your guys' stories, trying to see what I would feel comfortable enough talking about. Because I've had many
Feel it?
many.
Feel
Yeah,
it, homie.
I mean we've had plenty of late night talks,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
one that comes to mind is the day I learned my resilience. So growing up, I was very much like that guy that was friends with all the girls. You know, like I got made fun of a lot because I was a little bit more sensitive,
Sure.
a little more in tune with my feelings and stuff like that, or at least then I was. And this actually turns into a two-parter, but then I dated this one girl in it was, I want to say I was like 19 at the time, or 18 actually. It was when I was 18. Dated her for like 2.5 years, and she was 5 years older than me, which at the time I was fucking dope, dude. She can buy me drinks, yeah. But she was also very abusive, both physically and verbally, and emotionally.
Damn it!
And I just kind of took it.
You're gonna do this one because I have something like this that I was
Yeah.
hesitant to share, but if you're going to, I have to too. Like if we're gonna be real with each other
Yeah.
for the people at home, like okay, go continue.
Yeah. But but yeah, I kind of just took it because it's like how does Rue say it in Euphoria season 1? You know, the highs are high, but the lows are low.
Yeah.
Now,
Granted, she's on
because
drugs, but
yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, like I was.
I
But
get.
no,
it,
this
I
is
get
when
it.
she was talking about sobriety. But
Sure.
but like yeah, that's like, and I was always trying to focus on the positive, like you know, like yeah, this happens and this happens and this happens, but I mean, but also this happens and that's great, you know. But then you have all this stuff, and it wasn't until which unbeknownst to some of my viewers, one of the stories I shared on my embarrassing or awkward dates episode of Let's Talk was actually my own. Um, there was a time where I was driving her over to meet with her friends. One of her friends was having a birthday party over at a bar. And we are just driving over there, and all of a sudden, this normal ass conversation turns into a shouting match. I pull over to the side of the road, and we're still shouting and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Get your ass in the car. I'm gonna drop you off." And that's it. We're done. I'm leaving from there. And she was drugged up, drunk, you name it. She starts bashing her head into the side of my car like a fucking lunatic. And I'm just like, at first I was like, what the fuck? And then, you know, I'm immediately just like flashback our whole relationship building up to that point. I'm like, yeah, she's fucking nuts. She's absolutely just bonkers. And so she stops, she takes a breath, and I literally look at her. I'm like, you done? Like, this is like completely out of character for me too. Like I hit my breaking point. I was like, fuck this. I need to worry about myself now, because this entire time I've been catering to her. I've been doing everything that she asks of me and then some. You know, I went into debt because of her. you know. And I was like, you know, enough is enough. Enough. I've had it. I'm fucking done. So I say, you're done. Are you done? She gets in the car. I pull a fucking Yui and I go straight to the fucking emergency room, drop her ass off. I'm like, we're done. And I went home.
Yeah.
And that was when I finally learned I can actually stand up for myself. But in turn, I became very cold, very closed off. And it wasn't until I made a pretty big mistake in my current marriage with Jackie that I learned that there needs to be a balance. And thank God for Jackie for being who she is and standing by me and helping me through that time, despite my mistakes and the things that I had done wrong. She saw the good in me and wanted to help that flourish.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Good for Jackie. Bless Jackie's heart, dude. Good for you guys having good wives. I hope me and Aaron's relationship becomes as much of a blessing for me as your guys' wives have been for y'all.
I'd be a fucking deadbeat without my wife, like straight up. Like for real.
I feel that, dude. I feel that. No, Xander, like I said, because if we're gonna be real transparent, because obviously I was hesitant because I wasn't sure like where you two would be going with yours. I guess I was kind of trying to read the room too, Xander. But you know, I don't like you feeling like you're alone in stuff. But massive trigger warning before I get into this. Trigger warning for sexual assault. Let's just start there. I have talked about this on publicly a few times before. But Xander, if I can ask, how old were you when that happened to you?
Roughly like 18, 19 years old.
Okay. So when I was 16 years old, 15 going into 16, I dated a girl in high school. And this one specific girl, I'm not going to name names because that's not the point of this, but this one specific girl and I had dated for like 9 months. And I eventually ended that relationship because her and I just like were not clicking. We were not on the same page. But this is the girl that took my virginity. And that was fine. Like we were young. All of us were young and fucking stupid at some point or another. It fucking happens. The issue was that after her and I had broken up, things got real fucking weird for a long time. For the following year after our breakup, this girl harassed me. She stalked me. She would corner me in school, like at school, just to scream at me. She was calling my family's like house phone, because this is back when house phones were actually a thing. She was calling my family's house phone endlessly through the night trying to get a hold of me. She was coming to football practices, like in the weight room, to come in there to start an argument with me. She pretended to be pregnant. That was an entire thing that happened to us too. Like, she faked an entire pregnancy. One day her and I got into a massive argument at school. One day we got into, sorry, I'm getting updates on my phone. We got in a massive argument at school. And because we got into an argument, out of spite of the argument, she went to our school principal and told our principal that she was pregnant, and I was refusing to talk to her about it. And so our school principal, a fucking course, all of the teachers, our school security guard, everyone found out about what was going on. And they were under the assumption that I was trying to avoid her because I wanted to be a deadbeat dad. And so what they did is they called Planned Parenthood, and 2 representatives of Planned Parenthood came to talk to us about being teen parents. And I was like, she's not like, in my brain, I was like, I have to entertain this because I can't like confront this in front of two fucking people because then I'm just gonna look like an asshole. But like in my mind, I'm like, she's not fucking telling you the truth. Like she's not telling you that she's fucking lying, dude. Like, but how do you say that, right? How do you fucking say that? So I sat there, I listened to them, I asked them questions because I was like, let's just say like we entertain this and say that what if there's a chance that she is actually pregnant and I'm just the fucking fool. So I listened, I did. And then one night she is blowing up my family's phone. My mom and my stepdad are pissed. They're infuriated. They're trying to figure out what the fuck to do. So we come up with a plan where I answer the phone with this girl, and my parents will call her dad to tell them what's going on because he doesn't know that she's doing all this stuff. And then he will handle it from there, right? So we're like, let's snitch. Like, let's fucking snitch real hard right now because she's not fucking stopping. And so we did. And her dad comes in and he starts getting upset with her. She hangs up with me. He took her phone away. She apparently took the SIM card out of her phone and put it into a different phone and continued to call me. And so we eventually paid the money to block both of those phone numbers and any other phone number affiliated with her. And that happened. And then she started sending me emails as her brother saying that she is pregnant and I need to believe her. And it was like burner accounts, right? Like hella burner accounts. That happened for a long time. Kind of speed up the story here. Eventually, she just admitted to me that she was faking a pregnancy because she wanted to continue being in a relationship with me. And I told her, fine, we're gonna hash this out now. You're gonna take a pregnancy test, and we're just gonna get this taken care of. And so we got a pregnancy test. She took it. I was like, all right, let me see it. And she's like, well, wait, let's talk about it. I was like, no, you need to let me fucking see it. She shows it to me. It's negative. Then she spills the beans, right? Some time later, she starts stalking me and my friends, me, Travis, and Dayton, my two best friends from high school. She starts like following us around after football practices. She's like waiting at football practices to follow us around. And there is a restaurant down the school from down the street from the school that we used to hang out at every day after football practice. And she waited for me to go into the bathroom. She followed me in there and locked the door behind her. And I'm not going to go into the details any further than that. But unfortunately, she sexually assaulted me that day. And for the following 6 years after that, I was very, very low-key a mess. I had to go through a very extensive therapeutic process. I was on medications for a long time. I was just very not doing okay, and because of such, like Garrick was saying earlier, because I was very just like not in the right state of mind about myself, I was treating other people really poorly. And you know, I can easily pass that blame on to her for doing what she did. But instead I make the decision to own my actions because of it, regardless of whether or not it's her fault for putting me in that position, because she shouldn't have. I also shouldn't have been treating people the way that I was treating people and not getting help when I was needing help, because for a long time I didn't. For a long time I didn't know what the fuck to do, because like, how do you tell people that? Like I was a fucking 15-year-old boy. I had no fucking clue how to tell my friends that happened. Like my friends knew, but they like didn't know what to say, so they never said anything about it. And I didn't know what to say, so I never said anything about it. And so I lived for the following like 4 years of my life not going to therapy, acting a fucking fool, making really terrible fucking decisions, before I finally decided to get fucking therapy and start like looking into what the fuck was going on. So yeah, I mean, like with that said, Xander, like that was a really, really big thing that happened to me that like sort of rocked my boat for a really long time. It's not easy to get out of those situations. So like, I applaud you for drawing the line when you did, because you never fucking know, dude. You never know. You don't know like where it could end up taking you what it could turn into one day. I made the mistake of not playing the cards right. I made the mistake of not asking anyone for help. I made the mistake of not being more firm about it. You know, like there's a lot of things that I could have done that could have been better. There's also obviously a lot of things that she shouldn't have fucking done in the first place. But I don't want you to feel like by yourself about a situation like that, you know? And I know I say that a lot when you're like pouring your heart out. I just don't want you to feel like you're isolated, because I feel like all of us have arguably been in some kind of situation that's similar to what you had. I mean, like, domestic violence is no fucking joke, dude. And people like are very quick to sort of shake that shit to the side when it comes to men, especially other men, you know? And I refuse to let you feel alone or othered because you dealt with someone who just was not being a good person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyways, I love you guys.
I love you too, man. We love you too.
Devin, you doing okay?
Name Jeff.
Yeah, no. I was just like, I was listening and taking in, and also reflecting.
Yeah,
We can get into that stuff another time.
yeah,
Yeah,
For
the
my
Shipwreck
sake, I
show
should
turned
say.
into the Flying Dutchman all of a sudden. Oh, fuck.
yeah. No, listen.
Look. This is a comfortable place, and everything we are sharing, we do mean like from our heart. So like, just people know that not everything is easy to say.
It's not, but we like to make sure
Yeah.
that we're being transparent with our audience. You know, like we don't like being the dudes that are, you know, keeping ourselves half at bay when it comes to the people that listen to our content. You know, like I'm more than willing to be honest with you guys about things, because I care about you guys, and I know you guys care about me, and I know that you guys don't mind being transparent about shitty things that I've done, or shitty things that have been in my life, or things that have happened to me. You know, and so like I never mind it. I just hope our audience at home knows that like we only talk about these things because we want people at home to know that like it's okay to talk about these things with your friends.
And it's good to be honest with everyone, and especially honest with yourself.
Yeah. And there's no shame. There's no shame in like admitting the terrible things that have happened to you. There's no shame in admitting that you were once an asshole before. Like there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
An added disclaimer: none of us are professionals. So
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, this is
Thank
just
you.
reflections on our personal experiences.
Yeah. Go back up to the part where I said I didn't get help. Go get help if you need help. Please, for fuck's sake.
From a
Go
professional.
to a professional and
that is the best advice
Yeah.
I think any of us could give.
please,
Yeah.
please, God, fucking do yourself that benefit. Anyways, guys,
On that note, I have been getting a lot of sponsored ads for BetterHelp.
Here's your
It's a good thing because I think
Emotional
like,
damage.
My phone's listening in on our late night conversations when we talk
Yeah,
about
it
this
is.
stuff. Because I've taken that step for that and stuff. But it's the fact that I'm seeing these ads and stuff. I'm like, I get it. I'm on the right track. Please,
it could just be for recommendations to your friends, dude.
just give me another Traeger ad and I'll call it.
give me another Traeger ad.
you about a Traeger.
Yeah, the 3 you have available in your fucking life. I hate you so much.
Doesn't
Guys,
matter. There's one like 15 feet away from me.
let's move into our second tier listener questions. Gentlemen, we have 2 subjects. Quote, and I want my scalps, or traversing universes.
Which one's more chipper?
That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to tell us.
Are they both pretty light?
Both are nowhere near as heavy. Nowhere near
Okay.
as
Okay.
heavy. Yeah. One has potential for us to have some fun. One is kind of stuff that we
I
already
want to
kinda
have
talk
fun,
about.
so that's my vote.
I want to be a cow.
Yeah, can we just do the fun one?
name is Keith.
I mean, both are fun. Both are fun. It just depends on which they're 2 different kinds of fun. Okay, just
Can
fucking
I
pick
get the
one.
titles back, Alex?
And I want my scalps, or traversing universes.
Can you use it in a sentence?
So okay, I'll go ahead and I'll cast first vote. I'm
Okay.
gonna do I want my scalps.
Okay.
I'm going traversing the universes.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, I'm a theoretical quantum theorist anyway.
Guy.
Well,
guy. You forgot
As
the guy
one
part.
self-proclaimed science guy.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yep. I'm going to go with transcending the universe.
So traversing universe. Oh, damn.
Traversing the universe.
Traversing.
Traversing.
Yes, of course.
Transcending is what you did before we started the show.
Yes.
That's very true. I did a lot of that in liquid
Yes.
form and in smoke form.
Yes.
I am picking. I want my scalp. So Devin, let's get
Oh,
the
Break
good
out the coin.
Kraken coin out. Bring it out, baby.
Oh no,
Let's
where
go.
is it?
Oh no. Oh no.
Did you lose it?
motherfucker.
It's
Hold on.
okay. It's
I got
okay.
it.
I have a whole jar of quarters right here.
Is that your swear jar?
Right here.
I got one right
No,
here too.
it's literally just a jar of change with a lot of quarters in it. So
We have a swear jar at my work. We preemptively fill it up every Monday.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna be like, you're in
so-
the fucking military, dog. Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
yeah, like I work in construction, so
It's our emergency lunch fund. That's what it is actually.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I like that. All right, heads, scalps, obviously. Tails, traversing.
Oh, it's scalps. I thought you guys were saying scallops. Weird.
You don't know the
Ace
the
Sisters,
hit
am I
quote
right?
from Brad Pitt? He watches
Are
the
you guys
show and
ready?
you're gonna spit on Brad Pitt like that. Anyways, yes.
Are you guys ready? Heads, scalps.
All right, gentlemen.
Let's go.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. There we go. Tori T writes in just like you can at patreon.com/Kraken Show. And Tori T asks, what is one thing that makes each of you utterly and blindly furious?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I got it.
Devin, let's
I got
go.
it.
Let's go,
Go.
baby.
And
Hit him with it.
I've been messaging you guys
do
about
more
it for
than
the
one?
last 2 days.
I knew
Do the
this was
top three?
coming.
I've been messaging you guys about this for the last 2 days. I got 2 actually.
Devon
I
has
love
one
it.
for us. Devon
All right,
has
all
one
right.
for
gonna
us.
preface-
First one is the fact that Facebook keeps banning me for calling somebody racist when they were being inherently racist. And I'm the bully when I'm like, hey, look, a white guy holding a fish in his profile picture being passively racist. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
That's because the primary programming in Zuckerberg was written by white people. Okay.
Guess what? It's not even giving me the option to dispute it. It gave me a 2-day ban yesterday. I opened up Facebook earlier before we started the show. Today, 24 hours later, it told me I have 41 hours left on my ban.
Very nice.
It got
Love that for you.
extended somehow. So I know that racist pieces of shit are reporting my comments.
Fucking, they don't
Second.
even know about the 3K gang. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know about it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
But like seriously,
Hey, this guy makes
infuriating.
too much sense. We gotta fucking cancel.
It's
Is it canceling?
infuriating.
That's what they call it.
Like,
these
these
days?
are the
Cancel.
same
Cancel the shit out of
guys
this thing.
that you see women complain about, like the guys on Twitter. I mean, Tinder, who have like all their profile pictures on Tinder are them holding fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same exact person.
I actually have a couple
The
of
other
homies that
thing I
have
wanna
pictures
say-
like that. So.
I'm trying to start a new band right now, and every fucking name I keep coming up with is some like random electronic artist in Europe, and it's pissing me off right now.
Well, then that's good. That's fine. Just put US at the end.
Nah, you don't want
Remember
you don't want to
attack,
take the
attack,
attack
attack,
round.
attack.
Don't do
No,
the
no.
attack round. That's a whole slew of mess of paperwork
I
you have to
do
deal
not want to deal with any entertainment legalities. I've already done it before on both sides, if that makes sense. I've seen my dad go through it. I've seen my uncle go through. I've seen enough people deal with that kind of shit.
with. Yeah.
Guys, all I have to say, court fees.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Doesn't
Nobody
matter if
wants
you
that.
win or lose.
Nobody wants
court
that.
fees.
Yeah. Damn, I really thought Devin was gonna say something about the name thing. that's
Me too. That's right. That's
I really
immediately
thought
where
that
I
was the
thought he
direction
was
he was
going
gonna
with
go
it.
for. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fucking just spell people's names right, please. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. For instance, for me, Devin. Devin. Devin.
Devon,
Vin,
yeah,
like
yeah.
VIN number.
Yeah,
Like
Devon,
VIN number.
Devon, yeah.
How do you spell?
You're
How do you
like Vin
spell VIN
Diesel.
number, Ernell? Can you spell that out to me?
VON. And
Oh my god, Ernell, you of all people should know what names being said or
I
spelled
know,
incorrectly.
I know. I get it. I
mean,
get it.
I can
get
feel
it.
that shit too.
Yeah.
So yes,
well,
I
Listen.
love you guys. You know who we are, but God fucking damn it, I'm gonna fight
I
you.
love
Considering
imagining.
this conversation, I don't think they do know who you are.
I love imagining like Devin at Starbucks and they spell his name incorrectly and he just spikes the drink on the floor. It's not
son of
Devon!
I just say this.
back.
I say this
again.
was supposed to be upside down, and then I just, tip
Yeah.
it upside down. Get it?
I
Get
love
it?
that video. I love that video. He's like 3K gang, and he just, anyways.
Oh my god.
No, that's not a real thing.
No, cool
That's
kids
not a
club.
thing. That's not a thing.
the
Hey,
okay-est.
everyone listening, that's not a thing.
Okayest.
Okay.
The All Righters
the
podcast.
All Righters. The All Righters podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Okayest.
The
Sanders,
more
can you say it with me, please?
the more we say it, Garrick, the
All
more I'm
Righters.
saying what Devin was talking
Oh,
about.
All
sorry,
Righters
I'll-
podcast.
I'll write it.
What?
Huh?
Hey, everybody! I'd like to introduce you to the new Joker.
Who's next, boys? What makes you pissed off?
Oh god.
Ear null.
Garrick, you look the most ready. Go for it.
Okay, I have a few. They're all small, but I have a few.
I have a lot.
Okay.
First and foremost, anybody, and if you guys are one of these guys, I just know I fucking hate you too. Okay, I'm
Okay.
just prefacing that. Like,
Okay, that's
I'm
fair.
still your friend, but I fucking hate you.
I like that. Okay.
People who fucking back into parking spots,
That's me.
dude. That shit just makes me like, I don't even understand why, dude. It just makes
Why?
me like belligerently angry.
Why?
I'm just like, why? Why? Because you're not saving any fucking time. You're just doing it all on the front end.
Guess what? You're being a Karen.
I mean, he's not wrong though. The amount of time it takes to just
Yeah.
forward
You're just
pull.
front loading
So-
the time
I will say
to pull out into parking.
Yeah, that's the only
my
difference.
argument to that is I don't personally do it, but given where I grew up and the reasoning why I notice a lot of people doing this is because they need a quicker getaway.
Can I say this? Look at Logan's comment right there. Garrick.
Oh, I didn't have him open up. What did Logan say?
But you have to back out.
You have to back. Well, no, see, like I can get where Garrett's
It's
coming
just
from because like
reverse though. It's
you're
just the reverse
yeah,
process.
you're reversing the
Exactly,
process, which
but
is what.
one goes against the norm.
But here's the
Yeah.
deal too, though. Here's the deal too, though. Garrett's just saying that people use the excuse of I'm trying to save time when it's the same amount of time.
It really
it's-
is.
Yeah, it really
I don't
is.
use
Like, you're
the
not
excuse.
saving
I just
time.
do it because I'd like to do it because I can do it.
Because
That's
see,
it.
like
I mean,
He's-
that's
he's
fine,
fle-
and
he's
I can
flexing
parallel
his
park.
Also,
reverse
I will
skills.
say this too. Especially with like SUVs or trucks or anything like that. When I have music gear in my car and I have to go to downtown Portland and park in a fucking like parking lot, it's actually better for me to back into a parking spot.
sure, when you
because-
actually have a reason, I'm sure Garrett like.
But
uses
that
it
is
as
a
reason.
very
there,
reason.
yeah, but see,
But-
there
but
are
Garrett,
exceptions to the
how
rule.
do
But
you
I'm talking
fucking
about
know
the
that
person
reason though?
who just no, yeah. But I'm not. I'm talking
Are you
about the
going up and looking
individual.
in people's cars?
I'm talking about the individual that just like in a Walmart parking lot, literally just anywhere they go, like
Pulling up in
could
a
be no
Prius,
cars
just
around,
fucking-
just
Well.
parks straight. Yeah, just turn, just like, and you know it's the dude in the big white Ford truck every time,
every time.
every
Every time.
time.
Yep.
But
And
at
you know
the
he's
same-
backing into that spot.
At the same time, you're also like acting like there isn't crime at Walmart.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, but what does that
if
have
anything,
to do? If you're
cars
so
being broken
concerned about the
into.
crime level at your Walmart that you feel you need an expedient getaway, go to a different fucking Walmart.
Some people live in poverty, Garrick.
What does that have to do with anything?
What the fuck does that have to do with
A lot of
it?
other places only have Walmarts that are like their superstore, where
Like
they have
neighborhood
to get their
Walmart.
groceries
Okay,
and,
sure.
you know.
Sure.
How can I know
Sure.
Exactly, but how could you know that they have a good reason for it? Because you don't know that.
I
person.
think Devin's
Devin's just wanting to push every fucking
tear me
button
apart?
on
I feel-
this.
I
No,
feel
no,
like Devin-
because I
He's
love
on the
Garrick.
opposite end of this. He's on the opposite end of this, so he's trying to push every
I
fucking
love
button out of
Garrick.
Garrick.
I love Garrick like a lot, but this is a Karen ass fucking thing to say. Okay.
No.
and
Yeah.
Look,
and getting
Yeah,
upset
yeah.
when someone
Remember
misspells
what we
your
were saying
name,
about
is
how
it?
this is a safe space
No.
earlier?
Yeah, that's why I'm being honest to my friend. I'm being honest to my friend right now.
See, I'm of the opposite opinion because I feel that fucking people who back into parking spots are smoke pieces of shit.
Okay. Let me correct myself. You're not a Karen. You're a Steve. You're the male version of a Karen.
Because here's the deal, right?
Steve.
I will be the one to admit that sometimes I back into a parking spot just because it's just a little bit different than what I usually do.
I can't say I've never done it. I can't say I've never backed into it. I'm just
Okay,
talking
Xander?
about like that is like their regular routine. Like everywhere they go, no matter what, they reverse into their parking spot. Like that's just so fucking extra.
Yeah.
You have to back out.
Dude,
I
that's
understand that.
fine. That's fine. But like when you're purposely going out of your way to back into a spot and like making excuses to do so is like completely different. Because it's
What
like
if they're not purposely backing into their spot? They're purposely pulling forward out of their spot.
Here, I have an idea. I have an idea that might
Okay,
expedite
but
things
doing a
little bit
pull
here.
through, is a whole other fucking different thing.
Hear me out, guys. Hear me out.
Here's my thought process, right? Here's my thought process. The way that this could be excusable is if people are in a grocery store, right? Let's look at the most common way that this possibly happens. A grocery store parking lot, okay?
Exactly.
If someone is parking into a parking spot regularly, they're hitting that spot, right? They're just pulling in, and then when they're ready to leave, if someone's waiting for them to get out, they're going through the claiming process of that, right? They're trying to claim your spot when you're leaving, so you back out and then you pull away, and then they take your spot, right? The excuse I would see someone saying here is that if you are backing in to a spot, nobody's waiting for you to claim your spot, but when you're leaving, people are waiting for you, and so now you can just. You know what I'm
Another
saying?
good thing I want you guys to take into account, like for work, I have to drive really big vehicles at work because that's what my work provides. So if you back into a space, pulling out is actually a lot better because a lot of work vans and trucks and just even regular trucks or vans in general.
But I understand that. 'cause
They
I
have their
did
blind
HVAC.
spots.
And they
have their
don't
blind
even, or
spots.
you can't even use your rear view mirrors at all. I
Exactly.
get that. But that's
But-
different because that's a work related exemption and that makes sense.
Okay. And the other thing though, even
I'm gonna go make a
regular
sandwich. Hold
even
on.
regular like trucks or SUVs or vans that aren't even work vehicles, you still have a ton of blind spots, especially in parking lots when people are walking around everywhere. So it is actually better to back into a spot and pull out forward. Now, the people that this whole thing applies to are the people with lowered ass fucking Nissans and Hondas that back into their spots because they want to be able to open up their hood to show off their engine real quick to somebody if they say, nice car.
If you can make a bullshit fucking exception that makes you mad, I can be mad.
But I do just want to
Also-
say this general thing is just very Karen.
Also, I don't know about the legitimacy about the people with big trucks like having to worry about blind spots. 'Cause I don't think a dude with a big truck is
I've
ever actually
I've
worried
owned a
about a
truck.
blind spot.
That's me. I had a
For
lifted
work,
ass Pathfinder.
listen, we're saying that the work thing doesn't
before
matter.
work though. But before work, I had a lifted ass Pathfinder.
Your lifted ass Pathfinder is not the same as a Ford F-250. I don't care what you have to say. It's not the fucking same. The dudes that are out here driving Ford F-250s are not the dudes who care about blind spots. I promise you that. They do not care. You know what they do instead? They take up 3 parking spots. That's what they do instead.
That's a different kind of person. That's a different kind of person that you're talking about. But also Chase.
No, these
Chase
people
owns
are
a
all
Ford
the same to me.
F-250,
These
by
people
the
are all
way.
the same.
So
And
you-
like if you're like if
talking
you like
about
fuck up
Chase.
your parking job, you reverse parking, or if you're one of those motherfuckers that has like your boat trailer attached to your fucking truck when you're going through the McDonald's drive-through, fuck you, man.
Okay,
like
going through
you're
the
taking up
drive-thru,
too
that's
much
fucked
room.
up.
That's true. No, that's true.
Can I?
Fuck that guy.
Xander's still gone.
I'm gonna go. He said, "I'm gonna go make a sandwich." Is what he said.
He said. Why is it so
Why is this so spicy? Okay, the thing
Okay,
that pisses
okay.
me off because we're not doing this conversation.
I want to add on to the parking
Oh,
thing.
God,
You know what's
okay.
worse than people backing into parking spaces?
What?
People who park over the line just
I thought you were gonna
slightly.
say people that park forward in this spaces.
If you park regular, you a bitch.
You're a conformist. No,
Sheeple.
no. Straight up though, like people who park like on the line of a parking space or just like a couple inches over, that makes it almost impossible for you to pull in and even open your door.
Like, oh, I
Or
gotta
people
get
who
skinny.
do
Yeah.
that when your car is already parked there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's worse. I feel like
yeah. That's fair.
that's like purposeful disrespect on someone.
He
He
really
actually
did go
made a
make
sandwich. He
motherfucking
really made a
sandwich.
fucking sandwich. Holy
I'm
shit!
Oh my
happy
fucking
he did
God.
that.
He really made a sandwich.
My partner is making chicken with green beans and jasmine rice right now. I'm stoked.
I can't believe we just fucking argued about that.
It's a fair argument, okay?
Wait, you guys are
I
just
think-
now.
Just
think
look,
you're both
just understand
dickheads.
that I don't agree with you at all, but I still love you.
I love you too, Karen.
I think you're
No, I
both
could've got some
dickheads.
chips.
Yeah, you should have. The thing that pisses me off is racism. Here's why. Okay, and I don't mean like racism just pisses me off because racism's fucked up. Yes, that's true. Everyone in their right fucking mind knows that. I hate racism because racism is inherently unintelligent. It is inherently unintelligent. Here's why.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's why. In order for you to be racist, you have to have a fundamental value in your brain that says this person of a different skin color is beneath me because they're of a different skin color, right? There is zero scientific evidence at all that says that a white person is better than a person of color. Zero
In fact,
scientific
even if you
evidence.
think about it, scientific evidence would prove that all the other races are actually sometimes better.
Which listen, I'm
Matter
not,
of
which
factly.
listen, I'm not even gonna get into that. I don't even need that. I don't need that whatsoever, right? All I need to know is that there's dudes out there who say, I'm of the superior race. And we say why? And they say
So dumb.
because. And you say, why? And they say, well, because I'm white. And you say, okay. And they're like, yeah. And you're like, how does that make any fucking sense? And they're like, well, it's just because I'm white. And you're like,
Well, just because well, that's the argument my mom used. So if I say because, you just have to agree with me because that's the argument my
well,
mom
and
used.
they're like, they're white civilizations made progress before colored civilizations did. And I'm like, because they murdered
Whose
everyone.
help did you get?
Because they were murdering everyone. Like, that's the only reason why. Like
Who helped you build the shit though? Like,
who helped you build that railroad, bro? Like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we know who helped you with that. Racism is a lack of fundamental understanding of science because it's just like like you think you're superior. Why? There's no science to justify that. Like none. There's none.
A lot of racism too is tied to religion, so that kind of makes you
Sure, and I mean, like, and cool. Let's go into that fucking conversation too, right? There's not even any scientific evidence that the fucking Bible is fucking correct. You know, let's go. We look deeper into that. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on the fucking religion, just like Garrick was saying too, because that's not my gift here. I'm shitting on racism because even racism based off the fucking Bible is just absurd because nowhere in the Bible does it actually say you should be racist. The story of the Bible is about fucking people who are brown. It's about
Yeah.
brown people.
guys,
All of
listeners, people who may come across this video and somehow put up with our shit and got to this point, Jesus was not white.
Jesus was a brown dude, right?
Like, he was very Middle Eastern, just so everybody knows.
Like the entire story of the Bible
Bronze as
takes
fuck.
place in the Middle East. You know, the
With a
place that
beautiful
you
beard.
the place that you racists are like hate, that you hate. You don't like the people that you racists like made suffer for years because of 9/11 because you're racist. You know, that's who the Bible is based on. Like, I hope you know that. Like did you think Jerusalem was full of white people? Did you think that Adam and Eve were white? What? No,
that's what the movie
baby.
said. That's what they had in the movies.
Like, listen, Bruce Almighty is white.
Look like Mel Gibson, right?
I saw Passion of the Christ.
Morgan Freeman was God in Bruce of Almighty, and he's not even white.
As far as I'm
He's
concerned,
Morgan
Morgan Freeman's
Freeman.
as close as we're gonna get to God.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Yes,
look,
of
so like real
course.
talk though, being racist, like in this day and age, to me is no different than being like a fucking anti-vaxxer or like a flat earther. It just shows that you're stupid.
Yeah.
Like you lack a fundamental understanding of something, and you're telling on yourself.
Yeah, your willingness, you just flat out deny it altogether. Like that's the worst part. Like it's just complete and utter ignorance.
Yeah.
And if you're racist, I want to debate you.
Yeah. If you're racist, I want to actually shit in your pillow.
Let's hit me up. Let's have a talk.
I just like it,
Let's go
it's-
for a walk real quick, you know?
it's just flabbergasting to me because like I see racist people on the fucking internet all the time, and the mental gymnastics that they do to justify their racism sometimes. I was like, are you even listening to yourself? Are you even listening to yourself speak right now? Nothing you're saying makes any fucking sense. Well, we're superior because we have blue eyes. Like, actually, that makes
Anybody
you,
can have fucking blue eyes.
that actually makes you less superior because that means your eyes are sensitive to the sun. You realize that, right? Like that means like you have sand in your eyes, and I don't even put sand in your eyes. Like you're automatically lesser than in a battle because you have blue eyes. Like you realize that, right? Like I can't fathom the fucking things that they say to justify their racism sometimes, and I'm like, over here doing the Zach Galifianakis math thing in my brain, and I'm like, did he just say that? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, thank you, Xander. Thank you. I'm out here like just trying to like
Error
make
404 file not found.
yeah, just trying to make sense of it.
Followed by Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry.
That's when you finally look at him after all your pondering, and you're just like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get it.
Exactly.
like you sit there, you think about it, you're like, huh.
Xander, what makes you furious? Hit us with it before we have to end off. Give us something
All
to
right,
know.
so I have a dad ass answer for you guys, just like my joke earlier. But when you leave the goddamn lights on, you're not fucking using the room or the closet. Turn it the fuck off.
Yeah.
I have seen closed closet doors with the lights still on for no goddamn reason.
You have
Other
lights in your
than the fact
closet?
that you were looking for something.
You have lights in your
You
closet?
had the light on, huh?
You have lights in your closet? It sounds like bougie people shit. You have lights in your closet?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
You turn the light on.
Yeah.
Okay, you look for your shit. You get your shit. You turn the light off. Okay.
Can
I
add
get
on
it.
to this?
I'm on base housing right now. I don't have to pay the electric bill right now, but I did live in an apartment where we did pay the electric bill. It was insane.
Oh, I got a rebuttal for you. Go ahead, Devin.
Oh, dude, so. Roommate. Hey, the electric bill's $150. I'm like, that's really weird. It's like I wake up in the morning at 5:45 in the morning, and every single light in the house is on.
Yeah.
Every
Wake
single
up
day.
in the morning feeling like
Every
you
single
did it.
day. There's like 2 lamps on in the living room. Both hallway lights are on. Bathroom lights on. Kitchen lights on. It's like I literally walk out to get ready for the day, and I'm like, John Travolta out here. I'm like, but why?
Also, did they expect the electric bill to stay the same when you moved in? Like, isn't that a part of what you pay them? Is part of the electric bill?
Yeah, and I pay it no problem because it's like, oh, yeah,
Sure.
whatever.
No, I get
Yeah.
that. I get that.
But to complain about it to me, that, oh, it's higher now. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Your boyfriend just moved in.
There's a whole other person here. And
Exactly.
Bill's
Like
gonna-
her boyfriend just fucking moved. I had the exact same argument with one of my roommates before, where they were like, "Dude, the water bill went up," and I was like, "Yeah, because I moved in. I shower. Like
I live here now.
I live here.
bathe,
That, that
do
works
dishes.
that way, right?
Yeah, same.
laundry,
It's
like
like, tell me, guys, is it out of line for my portion of the electric bill to be $50? That seems pretty accurate for one person.
I mean, 50. I mean, when I was living on my own in my apartment, my electric bill was usually about $38. I think 50 is fair.
yeah, 50's fair.
Yeah,
Mine was 70 when I lived by myself. It was about $70
yeah,
a month.
yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Sounds like Devin doesn't turn off his lights, Xander. You better tell me.
No. It's that it was actually during the summer when I was running my AC constantly.
Sure.
To tell you
sure,
the truth.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
but like, and then my portion for water, $100 for 3 months.
Yeah,
That
that sounds about
seems-
right. That sounds
yeah,
that
right?
sounds about right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Roommate complained to me about it. I was like, huh, it's really weird. Like,
It's like I live in this place. It's like I live here now.
it's like, and I told him, I was like, if you turn off the lights, we maybe save like $10 a month.
Which moves to my rebuttal of what Xander was saying. The light thing, right? The light thing. Okay. If you're worried about the bill that your lights are going to give you by staying on, you need better light bulbs.
That's actually not the reason why it bothers me.
Okay, why does it bother you? Why does it bother you?
You're not fucking using it. Turn it off.
How do you know? How do you know? Maybe I plan on going back
Because
to
she's
that room.
asleep in the other goddamn room.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair argument. That's fair.
I mean, think about it. In the case of me, I was like, I wake up at the crack ass of dawn
And I wake up.
in the morning.
Feeling like you did it.
Anyways,
And then like
I wake up, everybody else is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
All the lights are on. Sometimes the TV's on.
Yeah.
That's even worse for me, dude. Fucking TV.
Yeah.
You're asleep. Turn it the fuck off.
I mean, like some people fall asleep with the TV on. You know what I mean?
No, fuck those people.
But if you are out of the living room and the TV is on,
Sure. Yeah. Different story.
Yeah.
Different story.
Mhm.
I'm just
emphasizing all of this because Xander, I can fucking relate. Also, we don't need to run the heat at 80 plus degrees at night.
no,
Come
we
on.
don't. We don't. It's
No,
a good
no.
70 is fine. A good 70
72.
is fine. 70 is fine.
72.
Dude, me 68.
It's 65 degrees outside right now. Are you out of your mind?
Actually, or no,
If I wanted it to be
is
the same temperature
40
outside,
degrees. It is 40
okay,
Just
degrees.
go outside.
My bad. It's 65
That
during
was
the
actually-
day. If I wanted the inside of my house to be the same temperature as outside, I just leave the fucking window open, okay? It better be a
Here.
70 in my
This is
house
what I do.
or I will be upset.
Yeah, I'm a 70. I'm a 70 as well.
60,
And that was
at 2
Yeah,
degrees different.
72
And this
degrees,
dude
man.
said
That's what I'm
two.
telling you.
This dude said
You know,
68.
I'll be honest. I do 69 a lot.
Nice.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. Like,
Nice,
come on,
man.
guys. You know,
Nice.
it's like, you know.
No, it's funny that you bring that up. So you guys know about the rice cooker fiasco on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Xander's
Prior
insane.
to that, a huge point of contention was the thermostat.
Of course,
that's a
me
pretty-
being a dad, it makes it
Pretty
very,
good
very on
point.
brand.
Literally
Very
off
on
fucking
brand.
limit.
Dude,
That's-
I swear to you,
Uh-huh.
don't fucking touch the thermostat, okay?
Don't
Just don't.
touch it.
Listen to him. You
Just
plays
don't,
lawn
okay?
mowing. simulator.
I am normally
on a
a
schedule.
very chill person. I let a
Nice.
lot of shit
Good, good.
slide.
Yeah.
All right?
Mhm.
But you fuck with the thermostat, you leave the lights on, we have problems.
Preach.
Yeah. Do you like, why do you need the thermostat higher when Xander has a fire right behind him?
You know what I've purposely done?
I don't do this for me. I do this for y'all.
Guys,
What
guys,
Devin?
I since like the furnace is very close to my bedroom, I've purposely gone and turned the furnace off at the source, so it doesn't matter what you press on the thermostat because of how hot it would get in the house sometimes.
What the fuck do they have the temperature on in that house?
Yeah,
Dudes,
what the
I've
fuck
looked
do
at
they
it
have
before,
set
and
to?
one time it was like 75 degrees, and when it's 20 degrees outside and you're running into 75, it like
That's
shock.
warm. Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets really hot, right?
That's way too much.
Like
Mm-hmm.
because you're coming in from outside wearing like a bunch of clothes, and you come inside and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck? I have to wear basketball shorts and a tank top." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a little
Because
high.
like that shock
75 is a
value.
little high.
So I purposely gone and just turned off the furnace right at the furnace before.
Mhm.
So like the
fucking flip
thermostat,
switch.
like you can still fuck with the thermostat, but it ain't nothing
gonna- I was-
coming out.
I was gonna say
know?
you should start moving in spite. Like if they start complaining about the water bill and you see them washing a load in the dishwasher, just open the dishwasher. Like we can't afford that.
Oh, they actually stop. So I always wash my dishes by hand. We've had this talk before,
Me too.
actually
Yeah.
on stream.
Yeah.
You know, because it's faster. It's faster.
It's faster.
It
You
doesn't-
use way less water than a dishwasher.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're doing like a party, then you can use the dishwasher. But
They
it's like,
finally stopped using the dishwasher.
hey, my boy. And I hope you guys at home stop using your dishwashers because this has been the Shipwreck Show, where once a week, every week, 4 of the Brethren Court gathered together to discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas has thrown our way. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services. But you can also support us by following or subscribing to Good Kraken over at twitch.tv/GoodKraken Show, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking the link in the details and description section right down there in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. Until next time, my friends, be good to each other.